we're kicking it off into Dark versus Hero. We need some port ADS in here. If we had port in here, you know, he throws a few sub-gifts around, suddenly we'd be pretty close, I think. You know, then we'd be talking. There's some other sub-gifters around, but you know port can't resist the sub-gifts. Guys, to the top left-hand side, our red Zerg player. This is Dark. He's going up against the blue Protoss to the bottom right-hand side of the map from Root Gaming. Give it up for herO. Alright then, so getting set up into this and getting ready to go. We go into game number 1 of the series. I'm just having a little bit of a look to see how things will be rolling here over the next few moments. Haven't really seen much of Dark on our main stream here today so far, though. We followed him quite heavily on the second stream, Dark vs. Dia, for example. Dark Zest, he played Fantasy early in the bracket. I mean, all these players have had pretty stacked up runs today. We also haven't seen any of herO. He actually beat Solar in his first series of the day, and then he took down... I'm just going to check and cheat. Ragnarok, of course, we actually watched that on the second stream as well. I've had some updates here and there from some of those, so... As we go into this, we get ready to go. Why are you guys woofing? Woof. Woof, woof. Why are we barking in the chat, guys? It kind of concerns me when suddenly two of my viewers are just like, oh, woof. Are we all suddenly dogs? Is this our life now? Guys, it's our first semi-final. The other semi-final will be Innovation versus either Hurricane or Lenok, and that's coming up after this series. We do have a good amount of replays from today, honestly, to cast, and we'll try and bring you guys some of those replays on another day, just because we don't have a lot to cast this week. I think casting some of those replays on another day, just to give us another day of content, would be really, really awesome. Lucidity Dark, do resubs count, he asked, with a 7-month resub. Resubs count for some love, but sadly they don't quite increase the sub count. Thank you so much for the 7 months, though, Lucidity Dark, do appreciate it. Mark BT, we got all the big boys in the chat today, don't worry, you got all the big boys and girls around. Mark BT with the 31-month resub. That's our third 31-month resub of the day, alongside Papa Mesh's free year resub. That's absolutely incredible. Our fourth 30+ month resub of the day. Absolutely crazy, guys. Thank you so much, and welcome back to the family for yet another month with us here. Thank you so much, Mark BT. And again, Lucidity Dark for 7 months. Let's see some love in the chat, guys. Dark Ones is already spamming those warty hearts. Let's get some more of those as well. Port can't resist many things. Yeah, I know Port isn't here. We would know if Port is here. You know Port isn't here when half the chat isn't just message deleted, you know. Daku with some hearts, says Bloody Poopy in the chat. Beautiful name. We do have some love for Dark coming in the chat as well. So do let us know who you're cheering on, guys, if it's herO or Dark. Love to hear, as you see 2 drones going down already to these couple of adepts which do commit into the mineral line. Again, Dark ZvP so far today looking pretty good. Did get taken to game 3 against Zest and Dia, but still won the series. Then again, herO 2-0'd Solo, so his PvZ is looking pretty, and 2-0'd Ragnarok, so his PvZ is looking on point as well. These guys have both been playing well in their respective matchups that we're going to be seeing them play now in this semi-final. Again, they're already in the prize money for the day. $50 for a semi-final appearance, $100 for second place, $300 for the first place finish. How awesome is that? Very awesome, if you ask me. Going to be seeing some Zerglings approaching the front and working their way through the Cybernetics core. So Cybernetics core taking some hits, going to be dropping down here over time, and actually nothing to really defend this. And Adept pops out, but I think this is Adept's dead Cybernetics core. Warp Gate's on here in time either. He can maybe warp in one more unit quickly, but yeah, not going to happen. As the Cyber core goes down, this is because he doesn't have an Oracle out hero. He's instead been building purely Phoenix off of his single Stargate so far. And we'll use them now to lift up one of these Queens and go for a quick kill. But Spore Crawler's relocated, another Queen's coming in. He will not quite kill it before he's pushed away, and he actually loses a Phoenix as well, so that wasn't a great start at all here for herO. And as he backs away, Dark takes the early advantage, I would say. Well, now we have loads of dogs in the chat. Montian in the chat with the wolf as well. What's up, Montian? How you doing? Thank you so much for your generosity on the Base Trade TV stream yesterday. We appreciate it. Cast on Base Trade last night, guys, and holy shit, it was insane. We had like 45,000 bits cheered and like $150 of donations or something. It was absolutely crazy. It was an insane stream yesterday on WardiTV. My next stream is scheduled to be on WardiTV as well on Sunday and Monday. I'm covering some of the Alima League Summer Finals. And you guys can catch me on there. Anyways, we are going to be a few Phoenix coming in, lifting up a drone and moving in towards the main. Just going to be seeing a couple of Queens are firing away onto the Phoenix. So a little bit of damage being done here and there. Lair comes up from Dark, the +1 melee upgrade as well. Why do so many people go Phoenix and PvZ right now? Asked Aurora SC. Well, honestly, I mean, Phoenix is just pretty good. Honestly, Phoenix used to be a big way to play in PvZ. It's just started to kind of pick up kind of traction once again, I suppose. You know, a lot of double Stargate Phoenix builds, a lot of these just Phoenix initial builds. I think people just realizing, you know, again, you know, so that stage where they're looking for a way to change things up from playing Archon drop every game, and the Phoenix players really allow them to do that. So it's always been a viable playstyle. It's just other builds have been more successful recently. But now those other builds are getting so figured out, the Phoenix is a very confident way in which you can rebuild into the, rebuild into like a macro PvZ style. You can see a couple of force fields blocking those Banes off right now. Some Lings having to pull away off to the right-hand side. Phoenix still moving around in the center, and we are going to be having the Robo Bay still coming up as well. I mean, the Phoenix are also very good at kind of dealing with Mutalists as well, right? So, in a meta where Mutas really have been very prevalent in PvZ as well, in terms of Zerg switching into them sometimes and so on, the Phoenix also work well there. They're also good against Lurkers because you can lift them up during the start of a fight and unburrow them. You know, the Phoenix have a lot of uses, so it really is them just kind of coming back into fashion more so than people being like, aha, suddenly I've realized Phoenix are great. There's really nice damage, though, being done. I mean, forces all these units into the main. Good damage dealt, a couple of Overlords killed, and well over here, I mean, these Lings are going to go for a surround, but a single force field or two should help that. That sentry is in some trouble, but the shield battery keeps it alive. One more force field just to be sure. Again, good defense by herO, who doesn't have charge yet, by the way. Going into Disruptors now. What an interesting follow-up to go into Disruptors. And that's not quite what you'd usually expect. Feedlings are continuing to move around from the left to the center, up and down. So you can see those Lings starting to poke on forwards here, as we are going to be seeing a couple of Adepts coming in from the right-hand side, able to push a couple of Lings away. So a couple of Lings getting pushed away. Coming forwards right now, these Zerglings, another couple of shots, and they are taken down right from the get-go there. Still just pushing through these Zealots, and Adepts continue to fight, and we will see a bunch more of these Zerglings continue to drop at the moment. More damage being done once more. And we are just going to be seeing Hive on the way up from Dark, Blink, Gravitic Drive, all of these upgrades continue to come into play at the moment now. Again, these Phoenix just going to lift up this Queen and going to be able to knock it down here, so Queen gets taken down once again. A few Banons going to morph on in on the left-hand side, and we're going to see a few Banons on the right-hand side too. Moving towards these Phoenix in the center. Just going to be seeing these Feelings taking a few shots here and there. Again, Phoenix up in the skies. We are just seeing pushing forwards right now. herO getting ready to go. Still no charge from him though, which is kind of weird. Going into Fleet Beacon right now as well. First Bane run by doesn't really do a lot. Zealot with the shield battery is actually going to be able to survive this. Man, makes me think that the Zealot in the Legacy of the Void Trailer could have done with a shield battery for himself. These Banes are also not committed in towards the natural or anything, so they're just backing away too. Force fields are pretty good here and actually will get some Zerglings kills, trapping some of them in. Alright then, well, herO. There's a lot of money in the bank. Some Banes from the left side found finally do pick up a kill or so. A couple of Disruptors are going to see what they can do. Answer is, oh, quite a lot. Wow, actually gets into the center of units there and actually picks up quite a few kills compared to what I really thought this was going to be. Turn around, force field's still available, right? So you should be able to block a lot of these Banes out. He actually blocks off to the left side here. Disruptors will be off cooldown in a moment, but herO, has he unloaded just a little bit too soon? Did he stop to fight this earlier than he really should have done? More Banes rolling in here as the Zealots will continue to warp in to fight. Another Disruptor comes in. I mean, 2 more Disruptors available still. He could maybe juggle this Disruptor into the Warp Prism to keep it alive, which he does. More Zealots warping in. He doesn't really want to use the Disruptors right now because he's afraid of maybe some friendly fire. herO holds this off in the end, but that wasn't easy as he starts to build up Carriers. So Carriers it is as a follow-up now. More Lings thinking of coming in from the left-hand side. So a few Lings in this mineral line, but Zealots for the most part able to get the job done to clean this up. Fusel's just going to warp into the front here. A couple of Lings going to work their way through this pylon. Ling is running in towards the natural as well. herO desperately tries to get there to block it off, and he will stop more than 10 Lings going in. But it is still a few Lings in the main, which is still a frustration. Is it really going to be the Prism to save the day here with the Disruptors? That seems like a bit of a probe to this side. Looks as though there's quite a few Zels that got caught in a couple of Banes there, but they still just survive as well. herO continue to defend over the last few moments. As you see the Disruptors coming out into the center. Mass Phoenix always seem to be very hard for Zerg to counter and will almost always get huge damage. How do you counter? Asks Flappy Najib in the chat. I'd say in general the way to kind of deal with Phoenix is just being prepared, being very calm with your units. Yes, you're going to lose some units naturally, but also you're going to be able to just drone up heavily. So you almost like, you almost kind of deal with the fact that you're going to take damage by just over droning and accepting that you're going to lose some units along the way. Because with the Phoenix, there's not going to be a very aggressive follow-up for a lot longer than usual, so you can over-drone to make up for the workers you lose. Mothership here, as we'll see, a couple of Banes and Lings through into the main and natural again. herO still needs to find his way towards a 4th base, though. You're just going to be seeing these units pushing in towards the center. The right-hand side, some Lings going to move on in. Disruptors are there again to try and pick up some big juicy kills. These Disruptors, 12 kills on one, 12 on the other. Really, 12 on both? Wow. Oh no, 22 on the other. Wow, just didn't click properly there. I mean, obviously a lot of them are just Lings, etc., but obviously still good damage. Oh, here we go. Some Ultras join the fray first. Disruptors absolutely destroy these Ultras, but they do get transfusions from the Queen, so that goes a long way. Now the Phoenix lift up the Queens to get rid of transfusions, but maybe just a little bit too late here as herO has pushed his way into this. He's basically all in on these 3 bases, it feels, as well. I mean, the Ultras in the end survive. If these Queens were already lifted by the Phoenix, those Ultras would be dead, and this would look so freaking different, but unfortunately, it looks as though Dark is going to have enough to push on through down to the bottom right-hand side, and it looks as though Dark may be about to take game 1 of this best-of-3 semi-final. GG's! herO taps out. Dark will take the lead in this to like a couple carriers, and basically a 3 base all-in, it felt like, because he just didn't look to take a 4th base at all. He really was looking as though it was like, okay, I'm going to kill you now, or you're going to win the game sort of moment. And, well, the transfusions meant he didn't quite kill his opponent right then and there. Man, if only he'd lifted up those Queens faster with the Phoenix before the transfusions went out, it could have been so very different. To the bottom left-hand side, up 1 game now in this best-of-3 PvZ. Our red Zerg player is Dark. Going up against the blue Protoss to the top right-hand side from Root Gaming, it's herO. Okay then, so game 2 of this series, we'll see a drone pulling in and going to start fighting against this probe here for the early stages. So a little bit of damage being done so far as he just nibbles, nibbles, and nibbles some more. Palin will drop down here from herO and Dark, just going to be moving up the upper left-hand side of the map. We'll be looking to drop a hatchery down here as well, and just expanding elsewhere as he just go hatch gas pool still. Despite the, I mean, I guess he goes gas pool hatch, but it's all so close together. It really isn't all too different. Still delayed hatchery because of that probe. Slight annoyance here, as herO will get his Nexus going into play. And still with this probe, just kind of scout around, kind of forcing some drones off the mineral patches. And just trying to be a bit of a nuisance, trying to slow things down here. As much as possible. Why don't Broodlords launch 7 Broodlings at a time like carriers? And also a great question. You know what I'm starting to think, guys? It's almost as though the Broodlord is just worse than the carrier in every single way. I mean, think about it. Do you need a hive to build carriers? No. Do you need a greater spy to build carriers? No. I mean, like, you literally don't need anything by that standard to build carriers instead of broodlords, and then carriers fire 6 interceptors instead of 2 broodlings. They I guess carriers cost money. I guess that's why. Interceptors cost money because you don't need a greater spire to build carriers. It's probably the balancing sort of feature there, actually, now I thought about it. There we go, guys. Good job. Well, Theorycraft, we figured it out in the chat. We figured out why carriers, interceptors cost more money than the broodlords. There we go. some dark ones with some more bits in the chat, unlocking those football giveaways with the Cheer 500. Thank you so much, dark ones, for the 500 bits. Continuing the hype train today. We've had bits, we've had subs. Loving it, guys. Thank you so much. Dark One's solidifying himself on the top of our bit board for this week. Again, thank you very much, Dark Ones. Appreciate it. In all seriousness, I mean, why do you Brood Lords not cost money? Why do you Interceptors? I mean, it's just one of those things that I think sort of makes sense in the long run, in terms of how the units work, how you build up into them, and so on. It's just one of those things that it's a very interesting discussion in all reality. And I think the easiest answer for now is just that's how the units work, and it doesn't seem as though it's something that needs to be balanced. Like, you know, I think in general carriers are just so much more efficient than Brood Lords, etc. That, you know, you have to balance them by having some sort of negative, and by making the Interceptors cost money, you kind of find that balance, perhaps. Anyways, Dark is being very aggressive. He's been making a lot of Zerglings. He's trying to break through the front. These first Adepts are actually getting surrounded. The first one, at least, is going to go down. He's maybe going to try for the second as well, and he will just get the kill before it shades away. Oracle here will back away to try and waste some of the Oracle energy. And, well, Baneling that's dropping down as well, so he is going to go for a follow-up attack. This Oracle only has a couple of energy left on it, so these Lings will be able to come back forwards again here now. Shield Battery will be able to heal up this pylon if he would like to. I feel as though if you let this pylon go down, though, the Shield Battery, well, A, becomes unpowered, so suddenly it doesn't really matter so much, but it has a lot of surface area on it, so it goes down itself very quickly, and now it can't really heal itself, right? So Shield Battery falls, more surface area on the Cybernetics Core, another pylon on the way up in the wall, so not another Shield Battery here. As we are going to be just seeing the Wall of Health for the moment, but again, a Bane Buzz coming in behind this Oracle. A new one has already used a bit of its energy. Sentry out makes this Bane Bust a little bit more intriguing. Phoenix finds some links to the right side, pushing forwards again now. Another couple of shield batteries on the way up. Now the Banes do start to morph in down to the south. Cybercore still taking some damage. He's trying to bait this force field already, I think. Bait the force field right now, and then, oh my god, that's not a good force field though. The Cybercore still falls. He backs away, now he backs away, now he's going to have, this is insane. No energy for the force field, and he's going to have Baneling's Dark. Is looking to be in a pretty great position here. You can see hero's already thinking, uh-oh, I might be in some trouble as these Banes just waddle their way straight on through. There's still a wall up here, though, to kind of follow up with. And that's my biggest issue at the moment, that maybe he needs to get rid of this wall so he can continue to stream units in. For now, these Banes go in towards the main base. They'll start to connect here very shortly. The Oracle has done a great job in dealing with the Banelings, though, and the Phoenix lifts one up now as well. The Banelings don't connect on anything in the end, and Dark is left with 3 shield batteries on the front to deal with, and I just don't think this is enough damage. I don't think this is going to be what he needs. It looks as though this is going to be GG perhaps, because this Dark tries to morph another Bane in. It might actually be able to finish, but even then, so what? I mean, just unless he connects on a lot of probes here very shortly, this is not going to be another force field to make that Baneling again a little bit less effective than it should be. Morling's trying to approach the front, but shield battery Zealots, there's no way you're getting in there unless hero's not controlling his units and they walk out of the wall. I mean, I guess you can Baneling bust your way through, but even that at this point seems expensive. And it seems as though Dark has just not found enough damage here as Hero looks to take game 2 to tie things up 1-1. GG. Hero takes game 2, and we're tied up 1-1, and we'll be taking a short break with no sound here for a little bit, because unfortunately we are basically just going to have to steal Crank's view, so just going to steal Crank's view here. Again, we didn't get an invite to the game, so this is the best option we really have. So no game sounds this time around. And again, if you guys want to watch with game sounds, I suggest you check out Crank's channel, twitch.tv/tvcrank. Or one of the other community streams going on as well. So yeah, apologies for this. My own fault. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I didn't get into the game. But yeah, here we are. Just going to stream off of Crank. And again, I'm sure Crank doesn't mind. If he does, then I'll not do it again in the future, but I'm not in the mood to just sit here and wait for game 3 to finish before we have more content, so apologies for this, guys. Again, my own fault, and let's see a little bit of what's going on in the game. For the moment, not too much, though. I mean, we see the Stargate coming up here from Hero. Dark is setting up with the third base as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously nothing too crazy at all just for the moment at all, so just setting up in towards this and getting ready to go. Crank has some interesting sub and donation notifications, it seems. What's going on? on the top left of the screen. I have absolutely no idea. But, pretty amusing, not gonna lie. Anyways, getting set up here, and we are just getting this going and looking to see what will happen. I mean, link speed's on the way up, oracle's coming out as well. We are going to be seeing a couple of gateways thrown down here as well from herO. So 2 gates being added on, the oracle's coming up as well. And we're just getting ourselves set up nicely into this Protoss vs. Game 3. Again, after this, we do have the other matchup, which is going to be Innovation versus Hurricane. So another TVP, actually. The bottom side of the bracket has just been TVP Central lately. So, really kind of crazy as we do just see the Oracle coming in and picking up a couple drone kills already. So a little bit of damage being done. And we are just going to be seeing the link speed about to finish up here as well from Dark. So link speed will finish up in the next few moments of Roach Roaring dropping down. Robo Facility is on its way up as well right now from herO. So his switch up, his tech change starting to happen at the moment, Dark. Just being shown that we don't have much vision of what's happening. He doesn't know about these extra gates. It is a little bit interesting, right? Like the double Oracle into the Robo. Probably a War Prism pretty quickly, going to bypass the Twilight Council for the moment as well. So not a super fast Templar Archives or anything. And here we go, the Oracle's trying to get some drone kills. Not quite successful just yet, though. So, not able to get enough just yet. Another Immortal just on the way out, just being chrono boosted here. And we are going to see the lair is about halfway done, with a couple more sentries also being built. So lair about halfway done. Again, a few more drones just finishing here. An Overlord on the way out. And the Lings will come in for us around on that Adept, so able to grab the Adept there quickly and able to get that kill. As we are just going to be seeing the, well, clear Adept shade into the main base with the Oracles here as well. I mean, it's a good amount of damage for herO, but those Queens just get so much done. They kill off one Oracle so quickly. The Adepts are still able to kind of get away from these Lings for a good amount of time, but now one of them is about to fall. Does he get the kill? Just gets the kill on 2 of them, in fact, in the end, as the Adepts will shade back down to the natural, and they will get themselves a few more drone kills as well from here. So, at the end of the day, this still works out nicely, as we'll see those 2 Adepts going to shade back out into the center of the map. I'm just going to set up to kind of go from there, as we will see Successor Grace on the way from herO. He is all in with this. War Prism coming through, a lot of War Pins potentially, as we are going to be seeing these couple of Adepts coming down to the south side. So 6 more gates, 2 Immortals, a lot of sentries. You can see that this is just designed to be a big follow-up attack, right? You can see this is designed to end the game here in the near future. herO looking for a finals appearance here. I believe herO has actually not won one of these events before. He got into the finals against Zest at number 4. He was 2-0 up, and then he got reverse all-killed. And since then, his only top 4 appearance has actually been in weekly number 9, where he felt either Rogue or Impact. I think it was actually Impact that took him down there. Crazy stuff. Anyways, meanwhile, we do see Stalkers warping in, and this push forwards from herO is getting ready to try and see if it can end the game. Ravagers are up from Dark. He's got a few Roaches coming through as well. 61 drones, though might be a few too many. He instantly pulls drones into this, and those first force fields are just going to give herO so much time to pick his way through. So much of this already here as well. I mean, of course, the Ball breaks one of the force fields, but that was the only Ravager he had. And units are now popping out of these eggs that are on the third base. So he's already kind of just getting units reinforced in a horrible position. I mean, there's the reinforcements coming in from our Protoss player as well. And herO looking as though he's just going to move on through and take Dark down. GG, herO takes game